What up? Just want to make a quick video, regarding just some things I've been thinking about, and that has to do with, in particular, black people's, value in terms of what they put value in when it comes to, money, economics, and material. And in my opinion, I think you can say that in this time and age, it hasn't just started, but it's been going on for a while in terms of what have we culturally as black people been put as value or importance. In my opinion, I don't see black people putting a concerted effort, putting in value into economics. I think our value has been miscued a lot by TV and what we see on TV and celebrities. It has misguided us into putting our value more on material things more than economics, because economics is different than material, And I think that if you look at our generation, especially the younger generation, if you could say ages from 20, 30 years old, a lot of us has been misguided into putting more value into material things than actually building economics, and I think that's very very troubling, especially what's been propagated to us via TV, via music. It has taught young blacks, or just blacks in general, to put more value into material things. So, and I can say that, with that being said, I can sort of say that that is, it's not slavery, but I think it's a form of enslavement. It's a form of enslavement, in my words, and what I think is a form of enslavement. It's not directly enslavement, but just playing with words right now. I'm just playing with words right now. To me, it looks like slavery a little bit, because a lot of people for example, who wear these big name brand I guess big name brand clothing, or big name brand foreign clothing, or foreign cars, who have these things. A lot of them don't feel adequate without these things. They don't feel adequate without these things, and they push out in the media, or you can say music videos, that if you don't have these things, you are not successful. They push this rhetoric: if you don't have these things, you're not successful. If you don't have these things, you haven't made it. So they're pushing this rhetoric out a lot of times via social media, via a lot of times music videos. So essentially what that's teaching us, especially the younger generation, is to be spenders, be consumers, be consumers. Be consumers instead of being the being the person who actually to be distributors. Instead of being the people that distribute products, we're actually being taught via social media and music videos and stuff on TV. We're being propagated to be consumers instead of being the people who are putting products out to our communities. It's not popular amongst our community to be owners and stuff. It's not popular amongst our community or it's not the culture of our community to try to build economics. We're taught to value material things. We should be educating our people to be more concerned with generational wealth. We're taught to be rich and those type of things. And that's without the fact that we are besides the fact that banks won't lend blacks business loans. They will, but we're the least likely to get one. The credit union usually give us a higher APR. It's besides the fact that the government and the powers that be try to create an atmosphere or create an atmosphere or environment that to continue economically impoverish us. That's besides that, but our value system has become so low, and we've been so psychologically damaged by the impoverished environment that we see of ourselves, is that so that anytime we find an opportunity to make some kind of money, we go crazy. That's why you got all these celebrities, black celebrities, when they make it out, especially when they're young, their whole outlook of money is terrible. You know what I'm saying? It's like misdirected. When that's being propagated out in the media, other blacks and especially young blacks, they take that too, and they take it to the head, and they misdirect themselves too. You know what I'm saying? We should be more concerned about creating actual wealth, than just being, rich. You know what I'm saying? We should be more concerned about creating some type of economic system for the future generations. And like I said, I don't think is a crime to like good things. You know what I'm saying? Good car, good looking clothes. I'm not saying that, but we need to at the same time focus on building wealth and changing our psychology upon what is economics and money and the value of it, and not focusing so much on the material things. You know what I'm saying? The material things will always come. You know what I'm saying? but it's time that we propagate and promote a better idea of what is money. Learning how to put more value into our people instead of people outside of us, like European and foreign brands. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not mad at anyone who stops at Gucci or Fendi or whatever they call it, but we need, as a whole of community, we need to start putting more value into our own selves and empower our own people. We can have our own Gucci, we can have our own Fendi, we can have our own Rolex. We can create our own thing. We don't have to empower everyone else but ourselves. Because the fact of the matter is we're being, like I said, we're being more consumers than actual producers. That's where we need to start moving into. We need to start moving into the realm of producing instead of consuming all the time. Because right now we're we're a consumers based community instead of a producer based community. You know what I'm saying? We need to start building businesses. Instead of contributing to everyone else's businesses. If you go into the if you really look at it, if you go into a black neighborhood, there's always beauty supplies, Chinese stores, what else? Corner stores, gas station, owned by everybody but us. And this is because they know that they can do that. They know they can come into our communities and build these businesses and empower themselves economically and leave. Notice that these people don't live among us. You don't see, Asians or these Arabs amongst us, but you'll always see them have their businesses in our neighborhoods, because they know that we are consumers. They know that they can put a business there and they can empower themselves and enrich themselves. What we need to start doing is start locking our own communities. Before they could build a beauty supply, we need to start building beauty supplies. Before they can have a gas station, we need to start having our own gas stations. You know what I'm saying? Economics is not the only way to start empowering us, but it is one of the ways to start empowering ourselves. There's many other things there's much bigger things which I think it's more problematic to our community, but economics is one of them. It's one of those branches. You know what I'm saying? But it is not the only branch. You know what I'm saying? It is not the only branch. It's one of the branches. But before you can have that mentality, that sort of before you can start making economics and valuing economics, your whole mentality has to change. You know what I'm saying? If your mental state hasn't changed, then everything else doesn't matter. So the first thing that's important to change is for your mental state to change and what you value. If you still value material things, then this doesn't mean anything. What I'm saying doesn't mean anything. If you can change your state of mind and what you value, then surely everything else in terms of will change in terms of economics and what you think is important. You won't look at the material things, but you'll look at the state of your community and see that we need to change our value upon what we think economics is. You know what I'm saying? And what it should be. And you start building, and start building. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, we still relying on other communities. We still relied on them to feed us, to clothe us, to do everything for us. You know what I'm saying? But we want to get mad when these companies, H&M, Starbucks, violate us. You know what I'm saying? So it's time that we start, building amongst ourselves within just our little neighborhoods. Not even just community, but just amongst our little neighborhoods. Getting acquainted with our neighbors and stuff. That is important so that we can start building, a community. Once you have a community, you can start building economics. You know what I'm saying? A little neighborhood. That's the way you build it. So it's time that we start transitioning our value system. That's the way I feel about this type of situation. Cause I just feel like celebrities are the worst people to look up to. They have polluted our minds with what we should value. They have polluted our mind with what we should value. And we need to start valuing our families and our future more than what we can see now, what we want now. That's how I feel about it. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll catch you on the next video.